is Keri here. I'm one of the 6th grade girls leaders, coming to you from Nags Head, North Carolina. My family and I always tend to come down to the beach this week of July, heading into the first week of August. You see, I'm actually an administrator in Hanover County Public Schools, and I get the month of July completely off, kind of like you guys get summer vacation. That's my summer month off. But then starting next week on Monday, I go back to work to start preparing for this new school year that we have coming. Generally when I'm down here, I find myself reflecting on the school year and the summer and just getting ready for everything and what the new school year will look like. And this week I've kind of found that it's been kind of a different reflection and just a different feel, and I think it's because I know that I am preparing for some difficult situations and decisions ahead. Some of those things that we are, preparing for is due to this health pandemic that we're currently in. So I know school, and I know you guys as well, are going to realize that it'll look, feel, and be completely different. Right now, there are so many unknowns, so many decisions that we have to make, new rules that we're going to have to follow. And naturally, with all those changes comes a sense of fear and anxiety, not just for me, but for the staff that I have at my school, for the students who will be coming back to school, as well as their families and their parents about just the unknowns of coming into the building. So, as we know, difficult situations are nothing new. Making tough decisions are nothing new, as well as fear and anxiety are definitely nothing new. The Bible tells us 365 times, do not fear. I kind of think about that and the coolness of it and realize that God knows we needed to hear that 365 times, once a day, every day for the year. But today we're going to find, Israel is finishing up their wandering after 40 years of wandering out in the wilderness. They are preparing to finally enter into that promised land, but they have a difficult situation ahead as they're preparing to enter. They've been through a lot since they left Egypt with the Exodus. Now they've got this, as we learned last week, Moses was passing and he's died, so now they are preparing for this big event that they've been preparing for 40 years. And now they have their leader that they had is gone, and they're having to trust the new guy, which is Joshua, who, is telling them, hey, look, we got to walk through a river, and we're going to go over to this new land that technically isn't really ours right now. There's, the Canaanites are in there, and we're going to cross the river, and we're going to go in there. So, I can kind of imagine they were a little anxious and afraid, having to cross over water. So then you also now have Joshua, who's a new leader, and he found himself in a very difficult situation. He had to lead the people through the river into a land occupied by those people, and that God said was going to be theirs. So he had to trust that this was going to happen as God had said. God told Joshua 3 times in our passage from this lesson to be strong and courageous, and I feel that Joshua needed to hear that as he's preparing for this entry. So we find that the Israelites had to trust and have faith in Joshua as their new leader and in God to fulfill his promises. Not always easy at times, but that's what they were told to do. They had to trust that in that difficult situation, that in their case of crossing the Jordan River safely, that God would protect them, he would give them strength and courage, and fulfill his promises to them. So today you're going to be talking about this process of Joshua's leadership and what the Israelites had to trust in. So as you listen to your leaders today, whether you're going virtually or face to face, and listening about their difficult situation that they found themselves in, I want you to ask yourself, what is my Jordan River? Where is God calling me to trust him for strength and courage? So I encourage you guys to enjoy today's lesson, and as David always says, you are dismissed.